Hi, my name is Jessica Kuhn. I'm a linguist at McGill University in Montreal, Canada. Thanks for asking me to share a video with your group, and congratulations on your group. This seems great. So I've been asked to respond to a few questions, so I'll just jump right in. Which topics do I think should be investigated in the next 10 years? So one thing I'll add to here connects to my own work. My work is primarily with Mayan languages in Mexico and Guatemala. And I think it's really important for people in the next 10 years to continue doing linguistic research on underdocumented and endangered languages. So today there are around 7,000 languages in the world, and most of these are not very well documented, not well studied linguistically, and many are unfortunately in danger of losing their last fluent speakers within this century, and many of them relatively soon. So I think this kind of work is urgent, and it's important that linguists, when making theories about how language works, it's important that we're able to draw on data from as wide and a diverse set of languages as possible in order to understand what the range of possible variation in human languages is. So every language out there could be an important piece of this puzzle. And so this is something that I think is important to work on in the next 10 years from every subfield of linguistics: phonetics, phonology, morphology, syntax, semantics. I think all of this work on underdocumented languages is important. What are the challenges in this area? So as linguists, we know that in order to document and understand a language, just making recordings of that language is not enough, right? So in order to really understand the grammatical properties of a language, we need to be able to work together with speakers of the language to learn not just what are the grammatical sentences of the language, but also which sentences are ungrammatical, which sentences would speakers never produce, which is something that, of course, you don't find from texts. We also need to know about different contexts when a certain sentence would be felicitous or not. We need to know about potential ambiguities. Again, things that we can't get just by making recordings, things that we need to do by working together with a speaker of the language. And in the vein of important challenges, so doing work in a way that contributes to the needs and interests of the community, right? So there are lots of ways that linguists can help contribute to efforts that may be ongoing in communities to document or revitalize their languages, but this requires a lot of planning and communication and establishing and maintaining good relationships with the speakers and the community involved. So that can be a challenge, but it can also be very rewarding because it can make doing the research of value not just to the scientific community, but also to the wider community. What advice would I give to somebody who is starting out in linguistic research? I guess I would say, first of all, remember to start small. So the field can be daunting. There's a lot of work out there, but remember that even seemingly very small puzzles can turn out to have larger, more interesting consequences. And I guess also to ask lots of questions. So nobody is expected to know everything from the beginning, and linguistics is a young field. There are many areas where there isn't a right or a wrong answer that everybody agrees about. There are lots of interesting and important disagreements out there, lots of room to make progress. And I think that can feel frustrating sometimes because you just want to know, what is the answer to my question? And there might not be one yet, and that's good. It means there's still lots of work to do. But yes, so I think my advice there would be to start small and to ask lots of questions when you can. Finally, the last one I'll answer are, what are the contributions of a linguist to society? And there are lots of potential contributions, of course. The scientific community, there are contributions there, but to society at large, I think one important thing is that as linguists, we understand that no language or dialect is qualitatively better than any other language or dialect. So we can help educate the public about the importance of language diversity and how languages and dialects are important markers of social identity. None is better than the other, and to help erase some of the stigma around speaking non-standard languages or languages or dialects which are not official majority languages. So I'll stop there. Thank you again for having me, and good luck.